The Veterancy system has been reworked in patch 1.9. Units now receive decent buffs from the first two Veterancy. However, Veterancy 3 provides special buffs that significantly impact the unit's performance. For example, the Panther receives additional 40 damage, increasing its damage to 200. This means it takes one less shot to destroy a Hellcat or a Crusader. The USF Sniper gains an extra 80 HP upon reaching Veterancy 3.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's way down heavy on me, and it's not okay.
Given the impact of the new Veterancy system, and the change was a global change, surely all factions would be affected equally, right? Each faction has an upgrade which allows its unit to gain XP at a faster rate, as well as some additional bonuses. In general, the upgrade provides a 25% XP along with some other bonuses. Due to the game's asymmetry nature, comparing these upgrades directly is like comparing an orange to an apple. However, it is still useful to understand the effects of these upgrades. We are starting with the bad guys, the USF. Unlike the other factions, the American units can only gain XP when a captain is nearby. Building the ISC unlocked and spawned the captain squad. The captain has two passive abilities, leadership and support veterancy. The leadership ability increases the XP gain rate of a nearby infantry by 25%. This includes units such as riflemen, AT guns, Hellcats, and Shermans. This makes a lot of sense, as a reasonable person might conclude that a Sherman tank is actually an American dude who eats too many fries and burgers. Additionally, when a nearby friendly unit earns XP, the support veterancy ability grants the captains 20% of the XP, allowing it to consistently reach Veterancy 3. For example, when a rifleman model lands a shot, he earns 9 XP. If the captain is nearby, the rifleman receives 12 XP, and the captain receives 2.4 XP. The effect is amplified when the squad is fighting a unit with higher veterancy, due to the veterancy catch-up mechanics. In general, a unit earns 20% more XP for every lower veterancy level it is fighting against. The most interesting part of the captain is that when he reaches Vet 3, he doubles the XP gain of that unit, in addition to the 25% boost of the leadership ability. This means the Vet 3 captain provides an additional 150% XP gain, or 2.5 times more when there is no captain nearby. Just for context, the other factions only earn 25% additional XP. The best way to use the captain is to group him with our units and get him to Veterancy 3 as quickly as possible. Then keep him in the rear of a unit you want to level up to Veterancy 3. The captain can provide XP bonuses from a safe distance. His leadership aura has a 35 meters radius, while the other infantry units have range from 35 and further, depending on the unit type. This means the enemy is likely to be about 40 meters or further away from the captain. For example, the fat man still receives the additional XP when Cap is 75 meters away from the target. In short, the captain brings a lot of value to the table, especially when he's at Vet 3. In addition to the 2.5x XP boost, the Mark Vehicle ability is also a great tool for the USF when fighting heavy tanks, as the ability lowers the target's armor and has a very short cooldown at Vet 3. Next up, we have another bad guys, the African crops. Their upgrade is quite simple. The VSL applies 3 bonuses to all infantry squads: a 25% XP gain rate, 10% damage reduction, and an additional model for the Pigren. Before we go further, I have a pop-up quiz for you. What is Relic's definition of an infantry squad? You guys ready? If your answer is C, congratulations! It used to be the correct answer. The VSL used to give damage reduction and XP gain rate to the team weapons, like the MG and the flag. However, that is no longer the case post 1.9. Now, only Pio, Askren, P. Jaeger, and a few core in infantry receive the damage reduction. This means the stolen M1919 will not receive the 10% damage reduction. However, stacking the M1919 base reduction with the prepare position is still a great choice. But we need to keep in mind that the MG will not get the 25% XP gain rate. The next one we are going to talk about is the Edgelords. The British upgrade is extremely effective. Although it does not provide XP gain rate, it offers a flat amount of XP and a general stat buffs, improving the unit by about 10%. On the surface, this doesn't seem like much. However, this upgrade is a must and it is by far the best when compared to its counterparts. Firstly, the stat buffs allows the unit to perform better, which helps them win the engagements. For instance, the training upgrade provides an additional 10% harder to hit and a 10% accuracy. This means When fighting a unit with equal veterancy, the training upgrade gives our units a substantial edge over the enemy units. Secondly, the slower veterancy gain rate is just barely an inconvenience. With a higher stat buffs, the British infantry are more likely to win the engagement or trade equally against the enemy infantry. The flat 800 XP is almost enough for the British infantry to reach Veterancy 1. Additionally, the catch-up mechanic also helps the British infantry to keep up with the Veterancy level. As mentioned earlier, a unit receives an additional 20% XP gain for every lower Veterancy level. For example, a Vet 0 guard receives 40% additional XP when farming a Vet 2 Grand Squad. Although the British infantry may be behind in veterancy, the stat boosts allow them to perform almost as well as the higher veterancy units from the other factions. Once the British units reach Vet 3, those units will have more stat bonuses. So, how do all of these translate? Let's look at the sappers. The sappers are one of the few support units that receive the combat veterancy bonuses. Upgrading the sapper with infantry training upgrade instantly boosts them to Veterancy 1, granting them 25% harder to hit and 10% additional accuracy. The Vet 1 sappers can comfortably trade with a CQB specialist like Askren, while still being able to provide utilities like planting mines. Blobbing 2 sappers squad results in a significantly higher DPS than 4 models of guards. For context, a guard model has a substantially higher DPS than a ranger model. The sapper also have a better DPS over time than the guards, because they have more HP and they don't prioritize zooks. As a support unit, the upkeep multiplier is only 1, while the main lines and elites have an upkeep multiplier of 1.25 and 1.5 respectively. This allows us to have more manpower while maintaining an equal or larger army. 2 of the sapper squads cost about the same as a guard squad, and can be even cheaper with the engineer attachment passive, while having half of the upkeep of the guard. Another outlier is the RC Light. Their base stats becoming extremely potent post 1.9 buffs. Adding the stat boost from the training upgrade on top of the veterancy catch-up mechanics makes the RC an extremely cost-efficient unit that is also spammable from CP0. This is why so many goobers spamming them. As for the wearable, they need to upgrade the officer quarter regardless, because their units require the abilities, which are unlocked when they reach Veterancy 1 to function properly. One of the tech that I'm having fun with is the RT Officer's boost, which allow my units to overcome any obstacle using the power of friendship like in the anime.
Hold to drive right. Enemy half-trick engaging us. We'll do it. No HE. Grenadiers. That's enemy infantry. Keep them back. Moving anywhere. お前では俺を倒せん。お前はもう死んでいる。何?
However, one thing to keep in mind is that the Grenadier can become an XP pinata for the enemy units because of the XP catch-up mechanics. In summary, as of patch 1.9, the Dax upgrade has become weaker, while the USF received an extraordinary buff. Also, there seem to be a few oversights by Relic regarding the newly added mechanics, to be specifically, the stat boost in the training center and the XP catch-up mechanics. The Brit supposed to be gaining XP slower while receiving the stat boost, which makes them stronger in the late game. But now, they are also gaining XP faster while receiving the stat boost. Anyway, that's it for this video. See ya!